It is Wednesday, and I just quickly rushed out a very quick video like an hour ago to do with rank math, mainly because a lot of us were a little bit surprised that we just found out that Group 1, who look after WP Rocket, are now going to be taking over, well, they've acquired rank math. And questions and concerns were being raised by a few people, not everyone. Some people are like, so what, I'll just keep using it. But I have got a bit of clarity over the fact that it should all be okay. In fact, this is a bit hot wearing. We should all be okay with rank maths, so the free version should still be free, and I don't think there's going to be much changes to that, so we should all be alright, to be honest. Yeah, we should be okay. How is everyone doing? Hey Maddie, hey Brian, hey Simon. Special prize. Unfortunately, we don't do special prizes, because that, otherwise people start gaming the situation. Hey Pez, how you doing? Happy hump day to you too. If anyone has got a website where they want to have it reviewed or anything, please do go and send it over to the video description below there. Let me just quickly sort out my pop-up chat. Who here has ever done live streaming? Has anyone else here done it? Because I'll tell you what, when you have to start messing around with different screens and you start rearranging everything just so you can see it all. Hey Mia, how are you doing? How's the weather? It's pretty grey out here today. We had lovely, gorgeous sun last week, and now today it is just like, you'd think we were entering winter again at the moment. It's gone all cold and rubbish at the moment. But I just got out a video from Rank Math, whereby we have had a tiny bit of clarity in that the free version should still be free, and hopefully we're not going to see many changes. However, if they do any new advanced stuff, I've got a feeling you're going to have to get pro. Because at the moment, rank math don't really offer you much when it comes to the pro. Thank you, Raja. I'm glad you like it. I mean, rank math with their pro, what do they really give you? They give you content AI, and they also allow you to do some further analytics. But after that, it's not really much, is it? So I think they're going to have to up their game with what else they give you. Because I did have Rank Math Pro. I did have it, and then I didn't renew it. Because I was like, what do I really get out of it? Really? Yeah. So, for me, it was like, yeah, not really. And nice one, Pez. Use OBS for gaming. I mean, look, I use OBS as well. So, this is all going through OBS. But then, when you then stream to YouTube, then things are out of sync. Then when you're on YouTube, you have your chat window over here. Then you got to when you have loads of stuff on your screen, it starts to get very messy. So I end up having to close down, open up windows, just double checking things, etc. Again, even though I got the rank math video out today, right? Yeah, my productivity levels this week have been really shattered because Raheem's obviously at home as well. It's not a bad thing, but it means that I can't do as much as I would like to do. Normally, I would kind of record 3 or 4 videos in the morning, then do website work or whatever. At the moment, I'm hoping I can get quite a lot done tomorrow and stuff like that. Hey, Gene, it's sunny. Is it really sunny in Wales? Really, Gene? Really? Maybe, actually, that being said, a lot of the rain is coming in from the east coast. It's coming in from that side, so that's probably why we're getting hit like that at the moment. The sun is pouring down on Mia. The sky is clear blue, and she's feeling creative today. I like that. What are you being creative with? Tell us more about that. Brian was a producer for a live show in the States, worked off 3 screens. Oh, man. I bet you were like this, looking at all the screens all the time. Hey, Nikos, how are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, if anyone does want to have a website reviewed, please do let me know. If you haven't hit like, please hit like. And if this is the first time that you've come along, please do say hi in the chat. Let us know who you are, where you're from, how long you've been web designing and freelancing. I've got 4... What I like to do is every now and again I just start scanning for websites on the internet, like any brand new websites, and when I find a few I like the look of, I then go, you know what, I'm going to go and create a tutorial. So I'm going to show you some of the websites that I am going to look to use as inspiration for some future tutorials. So I'm going to try and no, not that one, that's a rubbish one actually. In fact, there's no point showing you any of these. I'll show you when I've actually gone and created them, but I am going to be using some websites. I like to scan. I find one I like the look of, and then I challenge myself a little bit on how to redesign and do that in whether it's an Elementor or bricks and stuff like that. Because as you will have seen, I did videos about 2 weeks ago and last week on different ways of doing hero banners and layouts. So yeah, I mean, let me show you a few of them then. So here's one, okay. Now, when you see this website, you're going to say, well, there's not anything really special going on there. There's nothing really special, right? But what I like is that effect. Can you see that very soft parallax effect like that? And it's not too dissimilar from a style I already did, but I do like that style. Here's another one I quite like. I like that whole style as well, so I might recreate something like that as well. But this time, it won't be using these kind of images, but it will be something similar. I mean, I also like this style as well for like a shop layout. Again, how you can get across almost like maximum impact. Like over here, look at that. For a hero banner home decoration store, you don't get simpler than that, do you? And then you have a product like that. So I quite like simple stuff as well. So I'm just like pulling together like a hit list of websites. And then I'm just going to go in, basically just create the home page. Either the home page or the hero banner or a bit enough, stuff like that, Robin Sharma, how are you doing? Can I do a detailed tutorial for formidable forms? No, because I don't use formidable forms. So there we go, Robin. Really simple, easy answer. The answer is no, because I don't use formidable forms. Now, if you did want me to use formidable forms, right, if you commissioned me to go and play with it and then do a tutorial, that's a different story, but I don't use it, so there's no point in me spending time learning it, using it, devising how I'm going to do my tutorial on it, and then recording and editing. There's no benefit for me at all, to be honest. Hey Artif, how you doing, mate? How are you doing? I hope you've seen the video I put out today, Artif, about rank math, which I hope answers a few questions. So I don't think we need to worry too much about that. Just saw what you said, Mia. Social media for June. Good idea. Good idea. It's always good to be ahead of the game so that you know what you're going to be putting out there. Invest and put the time in, and it kind of pays off. Not always, it kind of pays off. I think Elementor have done well. That being said, though, the recent beta 3.14 is pretty decent. However, I think you all know what I'm going to say, right? We are now in May, and we were told about this at the beginning of January. Where is the loop grid post filter? So the nestable carousel, great. The style guide, okay. I mean, I don't think it was massively needed. Again, I don't think it was massively needed, the style guide. Was it really, we really need the style guide? No, not really. It's good, but, it could wait. The nestable carousel is a brilliant, brilliant feature, so I'm glad they've gone and done that when it's finalized. The static content that you can now stick into a loop grid is good, but it's not a game changer for me. It's good. Again, that fits into the style guide category, right? So if we take 3.4, okay, nestable carousel, brilliant. Style guide, yeah. Static content, yeah. Do you get what I mean? And then they had a few other extra stuff as well. Yeah. The tabs. Now the nestable tabs will look the same on the mobile. Before it was turning it into an accordion and you had to put in a bit of CSS code that I went and devised. You don't need to do that now. Now it will do it for you. So that is good as well. But the real biggie, right? The real biggie that we really want to be seeing is the loop grid post product filter. Yeah. So we were told about it in January. We're now in May. I would like to think we are edging closer. We've got to be edging closer, right? I mean, we're now on 3.14. At what point do we start thinking about version 4, basically? When we get to 3.99. And then we go, oh, you know what? Let's just do version 4 now. So I would love, hey, George, I would love to know at what point are we going to get that post filter, because that for me is the icing on the cake if they get it right. And so far I have been impressed. I have been very much impressed with how things are going at the moment. Right, let's just check out the comments because I haven't been reading. I've been missing a few. To be honest, Artif, I don't use Rank Math Pro anymore. I just use Rank Math 3. But it'll be interesting to see what they do, right? Hey, Irishman, how are you doing? Pez, yes, very good point. So with Bricks and other page builders, you can click the widget and it automatically appears. With Elementor, you had to drag. With Elementor version 3.14 beta, now you can just click it. And I'm so glad they've done that. I used to sometimes hate the whole drag bit, especially when sometimes you drag it and it doesn't drag properly and you have to kind of go get it in there and it just doesn't drop. Now being able to just do that is really, really cool. So Arshiv says, when page scrolling, how should we add an effect? What do you mean by add effect? Can you clarify that a bit more? Hey Raptor7, how are you doing? I mean, are you talking about like a motion scrolling effect or something else? You are right, Mia. There's always going to be dribs and drabs during the year. And I always say that even when you're not getting clients, don't let that affect you. What you need to do is kind of react to it a little bit and almost go, okay, what else can I be doing in the meantime? Yeah, I mean, I would agree with Pez as well there. I mean, I don't want a half-done job. I don't want to have a post filter which only gives me categories, because that will be, I don't want to say pointless, but it would be pointless. Because I use Grid Builder. Other people will use Jet Smart filters. Then there'll be people that use other stuff. What we need is something that, I don't want to say removes the need to use Grid Builder, because that's not fair on them, or Jet Smart, but it's got to be something that makes me go, you know what? You could now use the inbuilt one, and it will allow you to do all of this stuff. But if you really want to now go and do much more, you're going to have to go out to these other providers or plugins. But surely it's got to be able to do categories, price range, color picker filter as well. Also allow you to filter custom fields or custom, you know, all of that stuff. So if they can get that in, then we should be okay. Yeah, then we should be okay. The call to action that's running in the bracket gets my focus. Yeah, this is cool, right? I mean, it's like it's. I think there's two things about this though, right? Number one, it can distract. Number two, it can keep you looking. And number three, I'm not sure about the number three yet. Yeah, I mean, in a way, Pez, yeah, I prefer to have the tab, especially if you let it wrap. But if you want to have the accordion, you can still enable it. And I'm glad that Elementor have given you the freedom to have that, so you can either have it or not have it. I don't like the horizontal scroll though. So some people have said being able to just scroll is great. I'm not feeling that. I don't like it when you have loads of tabs and then you have to scroll to see all the tabs. I don't like that because when you're on the mobile, my brain likes to work top to bottom, right? So I like to go like that. I don't want to have to go like that. I don't like that. I just don't, unless you're playing a game, I don't like that. Whereas when you're on a desktop, you don't mind because now you're using your hand, which is circular fashion. So you'll do whatever you need to do. Yeah, I mean, if all they did was give us category, it'd be a bit, I don't want to say boring, but it would be a little bit like we need more than just categories. So I really hope they do that. How's your week gone though so far? We are on Wednesday. Are you finding, okay, what about the whole of 2023? We're now nearly at the end of month 5. 5 months into 2023. Do you think you're having a great year, or do you feel like it's the same? Do you feel like you're just chugging along kind of thing? Are you starting to see an increase in productivity or workload or word of mouth referrals? Where are you all? Yeah. Things have really accelerated this year a lot, and on the back of word of mouth. You know, the more clients you do, the more word of mouth kicks in. Believe me, it does. The dog directory website, we finally sorted out their Stripe. George will know what I'm talking about if he's still here. We sorted out the Stripe because, like, I think I mentioned it yesterday, didn't I? You know, we can't get into the account until they verify. And then when we did get in, they hadn't done any of their details about their company number and all of that, which they have now done. Okay. And then I got that connected, did their webhook. It doesn't take long, but you got to then test it with a £1 payment to make sure it does go through. I get an email as a customer. They get emails as well. I know, just checking, George, in case you'd like, you know, I don't know, you sat there eating salad or something, or kebabs. So I had to do all that. So that's now all done, and I'm really glad that's all connected now. And the great thing is that you do a good job for one client. And by the way, this client that we built for are a web design agency in London. It's just they just weren't sure about the directory side of things because it's not something they normally do. So they reached out, but they've been so impressed with how I do things and how I approach things, my strategies, my methodology. They liked it so much that they're now they've got a couple of other clients that they would like us to pick up on their behalf. And it's like, well, yeah, fine. We name our price. Our price will not get knocked down just because another agency is subcontracting out to us to do it. Our price is our price. You then have to, as an agency, you're probably going to want to take a cut. That's up to you. I got no beef there as long as I get my worth. And I've mentioned this before with Worldwide How, and it happens a lot in the England, okay? In England, whereby some agencies, what they do is they take they have a price for the website, but then they pay the person who's designing it pittance. Now, I am not saying that is completely wrong, okay? Because we've already established a while ago that people in India, Pakistan, and other countries, $150 per website build is a lot of money. Hey, Michael D, it is a lot of money. So if you are getting £5,000 for a website build, but you're only paying £200 to the developer designer, people might go, well, that's not good, but for the developer designer, that's a lot of money. The issue I have, though, is when people are then applying that to the UK market. So you have a UK web agency, they're getting £5,000. They then employ someone who lives and breathes in the UK, and they pay them £200 per website. And poor designer is like, yeah, okay, I'll do it because I need the work. I don't like that because the value of what you pay is dependable and what's the word? I can't even get my words out now. Relational to where you live geographically, right? So I am very much like, I am mindful, okay? I am mindful of basically what people pay out. So if another agency in the UK wants to subcontract to me, my price is my price. I am not going to lower it just because you're subcontracting downwards or sideways or whatever, okay? Whatever you add on top is up to you. If you want to double it because you want your cut, I don't care. If your client's willing to pay that, I don't really care, yeah? As long as I get my cut, because that's how it works, right? Sergio says that this year's the best year I've had business-wise. I love that. Marketing Gover, how you doing? Raptor, slow progress. Yeah, but don't worry, you will get it. The main thing is not to give up. The main thing is not to give up. We've all been there, right? We've all been there where things aren't taking off and we start to question our suitability, imposter syndrome. Can we do it? Don't give up. The minute you give up, you'll never know. There comes a point though where you do have to give up. Don't throw lots of money at something that's a dead horse, right? But don't give up without knowing you gave it your all. I think Mia, if you understand where you need to refocus, because sometimes we have too many goals. We have like 20 goals. I want to do this. I want to do an extension. I want to get my garden done. I want to get, maybe a new car. I want to do this for my son. I want to buy this. Sometimes we have to start to be realistic and we kind of go, I can do that really well. If I stop doing those, I can do that really well. So get that done really well. Now when it's sustained and doing well, or it's done, decorating, it's done. Now look at the other jobs that I might want to do on top of that. And you have to just pick and choose, right? You have to pick and choose. It's a bit like when you work on multiple client projects. I know people that have had like 4 or 5 clients at the same time. And they are struggling. But they don't want to lose the work. And I'm like, you would have been better off like doing one and then another and then another. And then you timetable them in. Because your clients aren't going to like it. Does your client know that you are juggling them and 4 other jobs at the same time? Did you tell them that? I bet you didn't. I bet they wouldn't like that, right? Because then your priorities get mixed up and just, all over the place, basically. All over the place. The jury is still out on if it's a good day. Oh, Michael. Sorry, I'm a bit late reading all the comments. By the way, Dave, how are you? Sorry, I haven't said hi. Or maybe I did say hi. Maybe I did or maybe I didn't. I don't know. I think the Fiverr and Upwork market does work well if geographically what you get is really good value. Because a lot of us, if I got said, hey, can you build a website for $150? I'd be like, get lost. But if you offered that to someone in, say, Pakistan, they would bite your hand off for that, right? So it's all relative to where you live and geographical location. What I don't like, and I've said it minutes ago and I'll say it again, is if you're based in the UK and you hire someone who's also based in the UK, don't disrespect them by saying, hey, I want a website built for £150. Come on, like, really? You're probably making 10 times that, but you're not even doing the work. And it's not for me to tell you how to run your business, okay? But if they are based in the UK, don't disrespect them. If they're based in the Philippines, again, you could say, but Imran, you're being contradictory here. Well, no, not really, because $150, tell me, right? Does anyone here know? Okay. I know, Dave. Sorry, I was late to saying hi there. Hey, Gary, as well. Does anyone know in the Philippines or Thailand, what is $150? What is that worth? Right? Is that 1 day's wages? 1 month? A year? What is that worth? Can anyone tell me? So if the person is based in a location where $150 is worth a lot of money, then you can, I don't want to use the word get away with it, but it's not it's not a complete bad thing. Can you understand the point I'm making here? But if they're based in the UK or the US, $150 for 1 week's work is bullshit. Okay? That's bullshit. Okay? You heard me right there. If someone is based, right, $150 is not going to do much for them for 1 week's worth of work. Okay? Just don't do it. So Gary says it's about a month's wages. So you can see here why, if you were subcontracting out to Philippines and you charged $2,000, but you only paid $150 or $200, that for them over there is brilliant. They're going to get a month's wages for 1 week's worth of work. That is brilliant. So it can work. It can work. And I think I am much more accepting of that, except when they're based in the same country. Exactly, Brian. Exactly. Yeah. The trouble is, though, and I am now going to contradict myself, okay? And I don't mean to disrespect anyone here, okay? The level of work you get is going to differ as well, okay? You could pay someone in Pakistan $150 for a website, but are you going to get the same level of understanding and commitment towards design, performance, optimization? And I'm not saying you won't, but I am going to say, will you get the same level? Because it's very, subjective, right? Sergio had a client just like that last year. They offered him around 500 quid to build a custom CRM. His argument was that he could go onto Fiverr, but he wanted someone local. Hey, do you know what, Sergio? Very well said. I've had this so many times. Do you know how many times, right? I had a solicitor in Leicester, right, contact me. Hey, we've seen what you do. We like what you do. We want to work with you. I told them the price. Basically, the senior partner of this solicitor he rung me up because I spoke to someone else in his team, and he then was so offended. The senior partner of this Leicester City solicitors called me up. He was offended to the max. How dare you say that? How dare you say the charge for this is 10 times what I paid someone to build my website? And I said, well, where did that designer come from? Fiverr. So what? Right, so you got a website on Fiverr. You don't like it. You don't like the look of it. You think it's old-fashioned. It doesn't even work properly. It's clunky. It's very slow. You got no SEO in there. But you think that was worth it, what you got. And because my charge is 10 times more than what you paid on Fiverr, you're offended. And I was like, I'm really sorry, yeah, but if you go to anyone in the UK or Leicester City, right, to go and get your website redone, you might get it for a bit more, but I guarantee you it is going to be a lot more than what you paid on Fiverr. And they were like, so I know exactly where you're coming from, Sergio. I know exactly where you're coming from. I do agree, Brian. I do agree. I mean, I would love to charge a lot more. I can tell you now, I would love to charge maybe triple what I do. And that sounds really Imran? But it's true. I would love to charge £10,000 per website. I would. Even basics. But there is this thing about, I don't know, the UK market can be very, very tight. I know with the US market, there's more give. There's more give and take. The UK market are very much tight asses, okay? Hey, Jimmy. Sorry for saying late hello to you all. How are you doing, mate? How's the dog? How's the dog doing these days? So this is Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is like Marvel. So these are like all the Marvel movies. It's kind of like a montage stitched together of basically loads of movies. So someone created this on YouTube, and I asked them if it was okay for me to go and grab it, and they said yeah. So I just did a screen. This is literally a screen recording. I put it onto 4K, screen recorded it, put it into iMovie. Had to get rid of a little bit at the beginning and end that had some words on. Then I had to upload it to Atmos. It's 4.8 gigabytes in size. 4.8 gigabytes. It's only 12 minutes long. 4.8 gigabytes. Had to upload it to Atmos. That took so long. Then you have to wait for Atmos to generate it, and that took about 4 hours. You just let it do it. You don't have to even have the screen open. And then eventually it passes it over to my screen. So it's not streaming, it's now loaded through onto it. But God, does it take a while. Did I call your uncle? No, Artif, I did not call your uncle. Are you kidding me? I hope not. Hey, John, how are you doing? I hope, yeah. And by the way, please don't forget to hit like. And if you do have a website you do want to have reviewed, please do submit it over. It must be your website or a website that you've built. I will not go through how to build a website or how to construct it, because that's a consultation. But if it's a quick review, I know, Artif, do you know what was really funny, Artif, right? Here's what was really, really funny, okay? The way that senior partner, who I reckon was in his early 30s, because I went onto LinkedIn to see who they were then, the way they spoke to me was utterly ridiculous. By the way, what Brian says does not surprise me. 12,000 does not surprise me at all. Okay, that does not surprise me at all. The American market is much more give and take, is much more giving, in fact. The UK market, very much a bit more tighter. But the solicitor, they were utterly offended, right? And when they said, yeah, well, I got this built on Fiverr and we were really happy with them, I was literally like, okay, but why have you not gone back to them then? Oh, we want something different. We want to compete with the other solicitors, in our area. Well, it's so funny when they try to justify. And by the way, if you're on Fiverr, I'm not criticizing you. I'm not criticizing your price. I'm not criticizing how you do it. It was just this particular website was clunky. The page speed was horrendous. The optimization was non-existent. It was all over the place. I'm just going to change the background now because it's kind of looped, I think, twice. So I'm going to change it, and it will take about 5 minutes to sync properly. So I'm just going to slip it over into something else, okay? Because I do think that if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, it gets a little bit boring and repetitive. So this will take about... So what happens is it takes about 5 minutes to sync properly. So you're going to get like ding, ding, ding going on. So it's like delay, 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 which is annoying, but please just accept it before it sinks in about 5 minutes time. Yeah, 5 minutes time. Garden. Do you know what, Jimmy? I do need to do some gardening. So I was talking to my wife about this, how like, up until about 4 years ago, I would be always in the garden, weekends, evenings, sometimes really early in the morning. I would sometimes go out at 6 o'clock in the morning, right? I would like just put my clothes on, go out there, sort something out, then go and shower and start the rest of my day. However, I really, really do struggle with time, guys. I really do. It's not that I can't commit the time. It's just that there's always something else on. And right now, my to-do list, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11, but at the minute it's definitely 10. There's 10 things on my to-do list that I have not done. Most of them were on there on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Tomorrow I might get 3 of them done. 3, maybe 4. 3, maybe 4. And every day I might add something else on. And my problem at the moment is, it was my cousin's wedding. So Saturday evening, there was like a big get together. So from about 3 o'clock onwards, I had to stop work and get ready for that Saturday evening. Sunday was her wedding. So Sunday, literally from morning to evening, gone. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, well, now my son's on half-term holiday from school, so now I've got to juggle looking after him as well and stuff like that. So productivity-wise, which is why I was a little bit surprised I did get that rank math video out. I said to my son, look, can you give me just 5 minutes? Don't disturb me, okay, while I'm recording. Quickly did the rank math video. I hope you like it. I know I don't clarify and answer every single question, but I think it's to just assure people that it looks like the free version will still remain free. We're not going to lose anything, so there isn't anything massively to worry about. The Elemental 3.14, luckily Raheem was outside playing with his friends. So I was right, okay, he's gone out. The emails come out right now to say 3.14 is out. Let me jump in now. By the way, when I recorded that video, I was doing it while I was going into 3.14 for the first time as well. But I made sure that when I edited it, I edited out all the bits where I was like, so what does this do and where do I go here? I only wanted to show you what you need to know and what you need to do. I don't like to do videos whereby I'm guessing, right, so where do we go? Oh, okay, where do we go for that? Because I feel like I'd be wasting your time, so I want to show you what you need to do, you know. Yeah, exactly, Jimmy. I mean, Jimmy, I've got so much. The garden has been a little bit. I mean, we still do bits and pieces, but I feel like we've really let it down, like in the last 2 years, and there's so much I want to do. And the trouble is, though, when the weather's really good, I'm really busy. When I've got a bit of free time, the weather is so windy or rainy or dingy and rubbish, and then you just don't want to go out there. Hey, Blake. How you doing, Blake? Hope you're doing okay. I hope business is going well as well. Yeah. I mean, Mia, I think the Global Style Guide, it's nice. I mean, it's not a game changer, but I think it's a nice little thing to have. What is cool about it, though, is you could take like a screenshot of that and send it to your clients. They understand as well. So I think it's not a bad little thing they've done there. Haha. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments. I have to always quickly play catch up. Normally, though, lawyers can be pretty basic in what they want. They just have, I have this service, I want to have a contact form, I want to have images of who the team are, I want to show our credentials, and that's about it. They can also be very, very boring as well with what they want. You know, I will build what's asked of me. But when you have websites which are literally just all like banner, service, team, profile, contact form, it's a bit... I do hate it when I do a boring website because I want to love it, right? I really want to love it. But when it's just like, I feel a bit like this has not pushed me. This has not made me express myself, yeah? Boring, you know. You'll do it because you get paid for it. Hey, you get paid for it. Why would you not do it? But do you ever have that feeling when you do a really boring website? Do you ever kind of go, oh, man, come on, let's be a little bit creative? And the images, like the only images they give you are of the office, maybe, and images of themselves. And then you end up just getting stock photography, don't you? Of like, you know, the scales of law, of justice, you know, and it's very... Because lawyer photos, like of solicitors and stuff like, it's very... There's no life in them, is there? There's no movement. There's no flow. They're just like, nah, aren't they? You know, you can't even sometimes put photos of people up there because when you get stock photography of lawyers, they're always like this, really serious, and they got their pads out. They're like, You know, they're all very, very serious. You know, why can't we have a happy lawyer? Hey, you know, you need a divorce? You know, I'll get you 50%. You know, we need a bit more life, you know? So if anyone wants to start a new entrepreneurship career, make lawyers smile. That's what you need to do. Yeah, I'm doing okay, Wesley. I am fine. By the way, will you take requests for the background? Yeah, well, give me a request. What would you like to see back here? What would you like to see? I mean, maybe I should start selling advertising. Maybe I should start selling advertising. Hey, Andrew, you know, do you want to advertise your business or your logo? Oh, maybe I should do that. Do you want to advertise your logos? And I should say, yeah, look, you know, we can have different size logos. You could either have a logo that's about that big. You can have one that's that big. And we have like moving logos. No way. I could do a moving testimonial, carousel, auto scroll. Oh man, my mind is buzzing now. But would anyone go for that? Would anyone go for having their logo? And I might say something like, I don't know, per day is, what should we go for? Per day that we doing a live chat is £1 a day. Would anyone go for that? I don't know. I don't think people would, right? Maybe they would. I don't know. Maybe they would. I don't know. Blake, how do you... Sorry, let me just double check something. Sorry, Blake. John says, when partners don't agree... Yeah, you are absolutely right. Blake says, how do you handle potential clients that want to know near impossible things like how much do I have to pay for you to get people to call me? What? How much do I have to pay for you to get people to call me? Well, what you can do, yeah, is say, I can improve your chances of people calling you. So we can either go for a website where we have no SEO, so your chances are lower, or we can go for doing as much as we can for your keywords, and I can give you a strategy to start using social media marketing as well. So thinking about your LinkedIn, you know, strategies for that. Thinking about your Facebook, your groups. I can have a look and recommend groups that you should go and join. But they got to pay for you to spend time doing that. So you could say, you know, I can improve your chances. But look, here's another thing, right? Tell them in the real world, a car designer could create a really amazing car. But if they don't advertise that car, let people know about it, no one's going to go and buy the car, the benefits. So you can improve the chances, but you cannot promise. Never promise anything, Blake. You know this, but never promise anything. Yeah, the block. Yeah, exactly, Gary. You know, the block style. I really hate the block style. You know, I really hate it. It gets really like meh, 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 meh. Block style is just boring. By the way, Raptor, if you want to submit your website, go and submit it. I don't know. Would it? I don't know. There's a part of me that doesn't want to go down that whole advertising route because it'd start to feel like advertising. But then again, you know, if you make something off it, why not? Hey, why not? But I don't know. You know, if you don't want to mention it on here, email me in private, okay? Email me. What would you say is a reasonable charge? And by the way, don't be too cheapskate either. But what is reasonable? What would be good? I don't know. You know, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Gary says, no, that... yeah, that is a thing, though. Some people love the whole block look. I don't. I get really frustrated with the blocky look of websites because it just feels, we're back in sync. We're just about in sync. There's a tiny delay. It's always weird how it takes a bit of time and then it all kicks in properly. It's really weird how we'd get that. But anyway, by the way, you are watching Arcane League of Legends right now behind you. A montage. Absolutely. Absolute images and tables. Yeah. So Blake, yeah, it's frustrating when the client solely focuses. Well, the thing is though, a lot of people when they have a website built, this is what they think they get. They think they're going to be on page one straight away. They think the phone is going to start calling straight away. They think they're going to get emails galore. They're expecting to have endless list of clients, and you have to kind of remind them. Is that if you don't now let people know about what you've got, it doesn't matter. Okay, it does not matter. Why do Apple do iPhone adverts? You would think that Apple don't have to do that. Apple, well, known, everyone knows Apple. Why is it when a new iPhone comes out, they put an advert out? Why do they do that? They don't need to do that. You probably will have read or heard about a new iPhone. They don't need to do adverts all over TV and the internet. They don't need to do, whatevers. They don't need to do that. But why do they do that? Because even though you are popular, you still got to let people know about the benefits, the pros and cons, and what you get out of it. And, with basically cars as well. Take Hyundai. They had the Hyundai Veloster. I actually had that. I liked it. It was the 3-door car where one of the driver's side had one door, but the passenger side had 2 doors. I liked it. I liked the styling of it. It bombed. You can still get it in the US, but in the UK, it bombed after 4 years. I think it was 4 or 5 years. It bombed. They stopped selling it because the marketing they put behind it just didn't work. They didn't market it enough or the right way. So you can build the best website. You can build the best marketing platform, the best clothes, the best sandwich. McDonald's. Why do McDonald's keep putting out adverts? You would think that McDonald's would be like, well, we don't need to do adverts now. And they're not even showing you a new product. Now and again, they have a new burger. Most adverts for McDonald's are not showcasing any new burgers. It's the same thing. We're loving it. It's the same thing. So why do they do it? Because you don't put yourself out there with Facebook, with LinkedIn, with Twitter, with YouTube videos, with marketing or anything like that. You are not going to get found unless you have word of mouth referrals. Okay, so McDonald's word of mouth referrals are repeat customers. But if you want to attract new people, you got to put a bit out there. And if you're a company that's having a website built, but you want to attract new clients, why would the new client find you? Why? They don't know who you are. Unless they specifically search for those keywords, they're not going to find you. So you have got to spread your wings and piss all over the world. Right? That's what you got to do. In a nice way, though. Yeah, Raptor, good on you, right? I look forward to seeing that, okay? And by the way, Raptor, only do it if you want to do it, all right? Never feel pressured into doing anything like that. So yeah, I mean, look, if anyone has anything they would like to see me putting up on here, if I can get some video footage from somewhere or something, I will do. It must be decent, okay? Because I know what you all want to see on there, but you're not getting it. You'd be like, oh, wow. If I could see that on 3 screens. No, you're not getting that kind of stuff. Okay. But yeah, I might consider some advertising. I don't know. It should be, maybe. Maybe during the live chats. Obviously, when I do videos, when I record videos at the time, I would like to have my own footage on there. But when I'm doing live chats and stuff like that, it might be something we stick on there. I don't know. We'll see. Got to see how I feel about all these things. Oh, sorry, I've got to just check something. I've just realised I've just got an important email come through. No, that's not me. That's not me either. This week, emails have been lower than I normally get. Normally, every hour or so, there's 10 odd emails nearly every hour on the hour. It's just constant. This week, surprisingly, has been quite low, which doesn't worry me at all because it is half term, but it has generally been low. At the same time, though, I have been telling a lot of companies that contact me to basically, all right, so many of them contact me, but they keep offering affiliate commissions, and I'm like, I don't want that. I don't care. Hold on a moment. No, sorry, I thought I could hear some kids outside. I was going to tell Raheem, but it's not. So, Michael, Jenna does background screens. Jenna who? Michael, who are you talking about? Jenna? Am I missing something? Jenna does background screens. What are we talking about? Ah, Dave would like to see some Naruto. Ah, I'm sure I can find something for that. I'm not really into Naruto. I know lots of people are. I never got into Naruto. I like my manga, I like my anime, you know, I like my animations and stuff, but never got into Naruto. Don't complain. I promise not to complain. I promise not to complain. Raptor, he's talking about some images or something like that. Yeah, so I think it's going back to Elemental 3.14. It is nice and refreshing. Whenever there's a new beta version, there's something to get me excited, and I like that, you know. And if they can keep pulling out stuff out the bag to get us excited, then it starts to make Elemental feel more and more rounded. Dear, oh dear. I mean, I don't know, though. Michael might be referring to someone else, but Gary's talking about Jenna Jameson. Oh, dear, man. Yeah, so... but, boy, they've got to get on with that post filter, right? Come on. Show me what you're probably going to give us, you know? By the way, after today's live chat, I am going to start experimenting with a couple of things. Tomorrow, I have a big opportunity to get back on board with... Thank you, Michael. Just read school adult cinema. Probably not. To get back on board with just getting some videos done. Potentially, we might have another client. I say potentially because we were going to start next week, but that's slightly pushed back now. I don't mind that, by the way. Right. Okay, so Andrew... Right, so Andrew, what you need to do is, who's your host provider? Contact them and ask them to install that. They will know what to do. And if they don't know what to do with that SQLite 3, then you don't want to be using them. But usually what happens is when some host providers are setting it up, the servers and all of that, and configuration for the WordPress, they don't always get that in, right? Okay, so I would go back to the host to get that installed, but they should be able to sort that out. Well, to be honest though, Gary, you know when you say Jenna Jameson, there'll be a lot of people that go, who? Who's Jenna Jameson? They won't know that at all. It's almost like you could say Pamela Anderson, and a lot of people are going to go, who? Who are you talking about? Kind of thing, right? So, yeah. I understand where you're coming from, Gary. Yeah, so back to Andrew. Take that error message or the bit about the PDO extension, the SQLite 3, go and send that over to your service host provider, and hopefully they can do it. You say Site HQ account, which I'm not very familiar with Site HQ. It's not a local server, is it? I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure someone mentioned this in the Web Squadron group, in fact. Let me just... I'm sure someone mentioned this, and I can't remember if I gave him a solution for it. I'm just double checking. Yeah, here we go. So someone did say they had that issue. So... Wait, I'm just trying to find it here. Yeah, I'm going to say it's safer just to ask your host provider if you are unsure. Is it the right weather and season to watch Baywatch? No, it is not. It's a bit dingy and cold at the moment. However, you can watch what you want. Basically, you can watch what you want. Okay. Oddly, Mia does know who Jenna. To be honest, though, in that time, well, not long after. So Baywatch was obviously early 90s, right? But then later on in Pamela Anderson's career, Pamela Anderson and Jenna Jameson, they did quite a lot of stuff together. I've heard they did a lot of stuff together. Do you get, if you know what I mean? Yeah, there you go, Andrew. Just drop them a message, right? They should be able to advise you. Look, worst case scenario, Andrew, if they can't help you out of that, then you can't use Fast Press, okay? However, do reach out to them and I'm sure they can help you out. Eddie, if you think about it, Eddie, right, do you think all of the plugins and stuff that ChatGPT are offering is worth it? Do you think, right, that all the stuff they're offering you, is it really game changer territory? Do you think it's game changer territory and it's going to massively help you out? Because I don't think, if I'm really brutally honest, ChatGPT subscribing is worth it. If I'm really, really honest. It's a bit, again, it's a bit like plugins and elemental add-ons, right? Is the add-on going to really be a game-changing benefit for you or your project? If so, do it. If not, don't do it. 26 degrees, George. Right now, here, I think it is 13 or 12. Actually, it says it's 16. It's definitely not 16. It is not 16 out there right now. Yeah, right now it's 13, sorry. Right now it's 13. It feels like 13 as well. Yeah, exactly. There you go, Andrew. Yeah, just ask them to do that. You tell them that. Don't downgrade to FastPress 2.1 because you're not going to get the full benefit. Yeah, so don't do that. But you could do, but don't do that. Gary says, I have 2 contact type forms on my site, one for general and one for free estimate. Everyone seems to use the regular. Really? That's quite interesting, that is actually. That is quite interesting. Mastigma, ChatGPT helped me build a plugin. Yeah, I mean, I would say, yeah, that if you are using it for a benefit, because I won't use it for that, I'm not going to create a plugin. 19 degrees in Scotland, Andrew. This is mind-blowing, and it's only 13 here. Scotland is warmer. No. So what's this then? So Eddie, you'll have to educate me a little bit. I'm not sure about the subs bit with the plugin, but yeah, 22 degrees and god damn it. Yeah. Well, England's not doing very well. Where I am is not doing very well then, is it? 13 degrees over here. Must be end of days. Yeah, it's getting hotter, mate. The moment it hits about 70 or 80 degrees Celsius, forget Fahrenheit, Celsius, right, that is when I would seriously start to worry a lot, okay, if like things get like that. Yeah, so Eddie, you'll have to tell me a bit more. I mean, I've not, because I just use ChatGPT to do what I need to do. I haven't gone in depth into looking at what else is there. But if there are some, I'd love to, I mean, you know what, maybe you'll have to email me which video you're talking about so I can have a look at that, or post it somewhere. Just so I can have a look and see. Don't post it in the Web Squadron group because some people might think, oh, that's spamming and trying to get people to buy something, so don't post it there. But yeah, drop me an email. 26 degrees in Bulgaria and 23 degrees in Denmark. Hi, Soren, by the way. Damn, why is everyone getting lovely hot weather? And it is grey. It's just grey. Like, yeah. There isn't even a hint of white in the sky anywhere. It's just grey. There's no blue, there's no white, there's just grey. Look. I don't even know if the sun is still there. Well, the sun is there because it's daytime, but it's just miserable. It's a miserable day. And when it's a miserable day, it affects my mood. You know, it makes me feel very sad. Yeah, so after we've done the live chat, I'm just going to go and do a bit more research. I'm planning, tell me if you would like to see this, right? I did a video on Termageddon last week. However, I want to do a full-blown video on Termageddon, literally like start to finish, with 40 in India. Dipanshu, you must be burning over there. I want to do a full-blown video on signing up, the whole register thing, getting the documents, generating what you need to generate, and how should you use them. Would you love to see a full-blown video like that? Would you like to see that, basically? Because I'd love to do a full-blown one on Termageddon. I have seen stuff, but I don't want to be funny, but a lot of them are very chit-chat. Oh yeah, do this and do that. I want to do a proper like step-by-step video on that because I think it would be quite useful. Nice one, Andrew. I think I definitely want to do that. To be honest, though, I mean, my mum and dad have heard about ChatGPT. Are they going to use it? No. My father-in-law or mother-in-law have heard it. They're not going to use it. Some of my sister-in-laws, I don't think they use it. So I do think there'll be a lot of people who have heard about it but don't use it. 45 in Philippines. Wow. 40 and 6. Wait a minute. It's 66 degrees at 6:41 a.m. Gary, do you mean Fahrenheit? Gary, do you mean Fahrenheit? 66 degrees at 6:41 a.m. Is that from a song? Is that from a song, Gary? 50 Fahrenheit. Oh, I'm talking about... Oh, by the way, everyone, I'm talking about Celsius. I'm talking about degrees Celsius. So Gary must be doing 66 Fahrenheit. Brian must be doing Fahrenheit. I'm talking about degrees Celsius. But yeah. So I think I will up the game and hopefully do a video on Termageddon, hopefully next week some point, because I think it will be very, very useful for a lot of people. 18 in Stockholm, that sounds about right, actually. Really, Dipanshu, this is interesting. So what are your parents using ChatGPT for? Go on, Dipanshu, hit me. What are they using it for? Andrew, I want to create a WooCommerce category archive where all the product categories are displayed via loop grid and the logo links to archive. Is that possible? Yeah, you could do a loop carousel. Why don't you do a loop carousel rather than a loop grid? Do a loop carousel. You drop in your image, you drop in your link, and then it will go over to the category page. So you could do... Well, you could use the loop carousel. Sorry, you could use a loop carousel. You could also do a loop grid as well. However, that being said, I can't remember now. Hold on a moment. Hold on a moment. Let me just open up a page. I don't want to say, yeah, you definitely can do it without having to build it as separate posts that link somewhere. But wait a moment. I'm pretty sure. My mind's gone a bit fuzzy. 21. Is it really 21 degrees in London, Alex? Seriously, Alex, is it 21 in London? It's 13 in Leicester. Are you shitting me, Alex? Right. Elemental versus Block Editor by Mohit. Well, to be honest, though, your DOM size, Elemental does have higher DOM a little bit, but Mohit, it depends on what you put on the page. Words, images, dividers, borders, it depends what you put on the page. Right, it depends on what you have on the page. Right, okay, so let's just go over here to, let's just go to a test page like this one over here. Yep, by the way, Eddie, thanks for that. Look forward to your email. Okay, right. Let's just go and drop in a loop grid over here. This is just a test page, by the way. All right, so don't get hung up on this, everyone. If you were gonna bring over the category, yeah, I mean, you could build it, right? Because what you would do is in your loop grid, right, you would now bring over like an image, and then you would go and say that image over there, dynamic tags, see over here, look, WooCommerce, it says category image. Now, I don't have any category images, so mine wouldn't say that. Then you bring over a heading, that would also say the, let me do that actually. Let me just go and grab a heading like that. That would then say the category term. Where is it? So you would go to product terms like that, click that, and you would go for product category, right? So then you'd have product category, and then you would click this, and where it has the link, you go for dynamic tag, and you would then go to, hold on. Here you go, archive URL. So then it would go to the archive URL. So in effect, to answer your question, yes, you can do that with a loop grid, right? So your image, you pick the category, dynamic tag. Your heading, you pick the category term or the WooCommerce product term, whatever, and you pick category. And then the URL is going to be the archive URL. And you can do it. You can do it, mate. You can do it. Very good, Deepanshu. I mean, the only trouble is, though, that with the ChatGPT, it's not up to date, is it? Is it still September 2021? Can anyone just double check or let me know? Is ChatGPT still... It's not real time, is it? Or is it? Or is... No, hold... No, it's not. ChatGPT is not real time yet, I think. Andrew, it's 15 in Birmingham. Yeah, Andrew, you're in my world right now, right? I'm in Leicestershire, 13 and grey. No way, Alex. 21. And is it clear sky? Is it grey? Well, it can't be grey, because if it's 21 degrees, you must have clear sky. Is it clear sky? You know what, Maddie? I think Elemental at the moment is... It's almost like it's accelerated what we're getting. And then there's the odd little tweak. We have had security vulnerabilities. We've had the odd little issue here and there. So they are correcting things here and there. However, you know, some of the updates they are bringing out are good updates. So, you know, don't rush out to update though, Maddie. Always wait 1 week before you do it, okay? Don't rush out. Always wait 1 week. If I'm honest, Eddie, it's better... to be honest, okay, you can, if you want, create the template and then add it in the other way round. But it's easier and better to do it when you are now inside the loop grid, mainly because you now know what you're working with. Whereas when you create a brand new template, you might get carried away with how much space you've got. So I would say... just build it, then save it, see what it looks like when you have 3 or 4 in a row, then you go back in and refine it. So I would say you're better off doing that. Dave is in London. Well, London is quite big, so you're probably getting a mixture of 21 degrees in one place and 16 in another kind of thing. Right. So if you do pay for ChatGPT, you will have the internet search. But in a way, Bing kind of already has that. You know, the Bing AI already does that. So if I wanted a more up-to-date answer, I'd probably just go to Bing AI without paying for the Pro Premium. And I know it sounds tight, but sometimes when I look at all the stuff I'm paying for at the minute, Midjourney and this and that, you got to look after the pennies, people. You got to look after the pennies. Hey Jamie, how you doing? Have you ever built a WooCommerce with 12,000 products? Well, to be honest though, Jamie, what I would say is how many products are you showing on the page at any one time? So you could have 12,000, but how many products are you showing? Is it a 4x4 grid, a 3x3 grid? Have you got pagination? So how many products are you showing? Because if you are planning to have loads like Amazon or whatever, then you better have a damn good server host server provider to handle the speed and all of that. Can you give the templates a name? Eddie, I did, and I regretted it. I found that when I renamed them, I found issues, and I found they sometimes broke, or it was like, sorry, can't be used. And I was like, all I did was rename it. So what I do is, for every website, okay, that I'm going to build, right, I have a book. And every website, okay, this is not the only book. I have multiple books. So let's say for, let me find one I did do over, where is it? Oh, here it is. No, it's not that one. That's the wrong one. Where's it gone? Where is it? There you go, right. So this website, just going to show you like that. Over on this page here, I have the details about any stuff. This page here will have details about any plugins or specifics. And then over here, if I've used any particular loop grids, because they're only specific for their website. No one else is going to see it. But I then said that code 724 was this. 756 was the sidebar. 1200 whatever. That was the product one. So you just make a note kind of thing. How many books do you have? That's how many I got. Not all of them go on here. So if I'm just doing a makeover for a client, or I'm working on their page speed performance, or I'm doing a review or something, or helping them out with one page, that doesn't go in here. The only stuff you have in here are websites built, proper websites, you know, so they go in. Yes, I do still use my smart pad. It's over here. Look, well, I've got two, you see. So let me show you. So I still have my smart pad with my, where I used to do my planning and stuff. Still got that. And I still have my whiteboard book as well. So this is whiteboard. I can write on this and then rub it out. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. My whiteboard book is brilliant. Love it to pieces. Not to pieces, because I don't want to get rid of it, right? Searchable electronic book. It would be, Eddie. It would be. But sometimes, you know what? There's something about writing. I quite like that. And also I can do a quick scribble or a quick design, or it's just, yeah. It's just something about that. I'm just checking. I'm sorry, I'm a bit late on the comments here. Do you still use your smart notepad? Yeah, sorry, Raptor, you asked that. I do still use that. Yeah, but Dipanshu, right? It's down to the amount of websites built, okay? It's down to the websites we built. Why wouldn't it be easy to search and store? You are right, Simon. There's something about like like for instance, okay, so sometimes I'm doing a bit of sometimes I'm doing a little bit of problem solving, okay, where I'm trying to get to the bottom of there's just something about like writing. I am looking into, though, digital ones, so Remarkable, maybe the iPad, but I really want to find a digital notepad which is really good. I know a lot of you are going to say the iPad Pro, but has anyone on here ever done proper handwriting on an iPad Pro? They're not brilliant. And when you look at the amount of expense just to do that, it's kind of, it's not, it's not the complete best way to do it. But I do want to get an electronic one very, very soon. But I'm trying to find the best one. I was looking at the Remarkable 2, but it's very pricey for just basic feature. The iPad Pro, again, if you ever try doing handwriting on them, they're not brilliant. Has anyone here ever done like proper handwriting? Like, I mean proper writing, not just whatever the iPad Pro. Has anyone ever done proper writing? It's not brilliant. It's not brilliant. Yeah. Mohit, how do I learn to be very creative and improve my imagination in terms of creating good looking websites as a beginner? Really, really simple, Mohit. Really simple. You go and look at other websites. You get inspired. You go and experiment. You go and explore new ways. You think out the box. You go and just look. There are tons of free themes. You can go Envato. You can go Astra. Download. Then break it. Go in and reverse engineer. Oh, yes, they did that and that. Oh, this image is overlapped. But it's not an image. It's a border. But they made the shadow be hard bordered and they moved it. Go and have a look at what they're doing. Yeah? And then you will start to find what you like. Yeah, it's true, isn't it, Eddie? I know so many people go on about it, and I'm like, you know when you're doing art on an iPad Pro, or even the Surface Pro, anything like that, they're great for art because you're being a bit creative. But when you do handwriting, hey Pixar, but when you do handwriting on any one of these digital devices, then it's not as good as... And I'm not talking about the feeling, I'm talking about the precision of writing. You don't get that precision. It's always a little bit off. You know, there's a bit of a delay. Of course, you're going to get a tiny bit of lag, but it's not, you know, I don't like how they always love to make out, oh, it's the best. No, it's not. It's not. Yeah, do you know what, Raptor, right? I used to have my Wacom, but it was so big. I do miss it. That was brilliant. But even then, there was a little bit of that lag there as well. You know, and I had the Microsoft Surface Pro. I had the Surface Pro 4. And I loved it for art. But for writing, it was always a little bit off. It was never fully on, was it? Okay, look, everyone, I'm going to give you like the 2-minute warning now anyway, yeah? Good luck, Andrew, on the eye test for your youngest. I hope it goes well. Mohit, I guess the pre-made elemental themes are premium, but Mohit, Astra have free templates, and there's loads of free templates online that you can get. Loads. Seriously, right? Here's my tip. Go to ChatGPT and say, where can I get free elemental templates or elemental themes, right? Go and type that in, and you might be a little bit shocked and surprised by all the locations it gives you that you can get for free. There's loads out there. You won't be worried at all. Yep, don't forget to smash the like Pigstar says. He is our cheerleader of the day. Dipanshu says, I just got a contract from a Birmingham company to work on their websites on a part-time basis, and they're offering me $1,000 a month. What do you think? Well, that is a very good offer. Why would you not want to take it up, Dipanshu? If you got a company in Birmingham offering you $1,000 a month, right, to work on their websites for a month. It depends, though, like how many websites are you going to be building, though, per month? If it's 4 per month, still really, really good value, right? I mean, it's amazing value. So if it sounds good, smells good, looks good, and you know what they expect of you, and you're able to get out of this contract if things go bad or wrong, then you can do that, right? You can do that. Okay, everyone, we are down now to the final 30 seconds before I jump off. Right, 30 seconds and I will be off. Don't forget to go watch that video we put out about Elemental 3.14 yesterday. And, of course, the Rank Math video, because they've been acquired by Group 1, who also acquired WP Rocket a while ago. So if you're worried, I don't think we need to be overly worried about Rank Math. It is still going to be here for us to use. What's this? Fat J says, Breakdance just uploaded 30 videos. To be honest though, Fat J, what I'm going to say is I won't entertain any more this. I mean, I'm not going to go overly... I think I've said so much about Breakdance and their PR, and I would say that if you like using it, use it. But what I would also say from the flip side of the coin is we shouldn't be criticizing other products to make your own product feel better, because it's a skullduggery way of doing things that I just hate. I hate it. Maintaining 3 to 4 clients a month, and the cap is about, well, look, you know what? It sounds like really good value. And I would say, as long as you know what you're doing, then go for it. Okay, everyone, I am now going to sign out. I'm going to say goodbye. I will be on tomorrow. I haven't scheduled it in, but I will be on tomorrow. I just need to make sure I get I haven't put it into the... I wasn't going to be on tomorrow, but I will be on probably tomorrow, normal, later on in the day. Right, I'm going to say goodbye now. Take care, everyone. Catch you all later. Stay safe. See you soon. Goodbye.